This is what it says. All things are possible when we believe. Old chains are breakable when we receive your way. You keep your promises. If you said it, we believe it. If you said it, hey. If you said it, we believe it. Hey. Yeah, yeah. If you said it, we believe it. 'Cause you're a man of your word. If you said it, we believe it. Oh, 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 oh. If you said it, we believe it. You're a man. Say, you're a man of your word. Hey, say, yeah.
Hey, thanks for joining us this evening. This Sunday is our Senior Sunday, and so in honor of that, for this evening devotional, we're going to be visiting with one of our seniors. Emily Hooper's with us this evening, and so we're going to talk to her a little bit about her experience here at Broadway and what she looks forward to after her graduation. So we're going to start off just broadly asking, what is it you think that God has taught you during your time here at Broadway? Have you been here since you were a kid?
Yes, so my parents met at Broadway through CA, and so I have been here since I was born.
Wow, okay.
So lots of lessons learned at Broadway. But recently, in the past couple of years, I think the biggest lesson that I've learned at Broadway is that nobody's perfect. And I think that in the youth ministry and in the lessons learned from the pulpit ministers, I've learned that as Christians, we're not expected to be perfect, but to live to the best of our abilities the life Jesus calls us to. So I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned at Broadway.
Sure.
In my time here. There are lots of lessons I can't remember, but especially the past 5 years or so, that's kind of what I've taken away from all the different lessons that
Sure.
I've heard.
Was there any particular event, sermon, class that made that stick in your mind?
Not particularly. I think, going to the different through the different ministry opportunities that we've got to do through the youth group, seeing people come together and work towards a common goal, even though those people aren't perfect, they're still living the life that Jesus called us to. So for example, during quarantine, my family and I got to go to Carpenter's Kitchen and help Camille serve food for the people at Carpenter's Kitchen. And,
Sure.
None of those people are perfect. I mean, I'm not perfect, but still being able to touch those people with the act of service was impactful, I guess.
Okay, yeah. So you're graduating soon, and what are your plans after graduation?
So, I was pretty confident in my plans until last night when I got a phone call from the admissions counselor at LCU notifying me that I was nominated for a really big scholarship at LCU. So if you had asked me this question 2 days ago, I would have told you that I was going to Angelo State and I was going to major in history and secondary education. But now, because LCU has opened back up as an option, I'm not totally sure where I'm going to be going, but I will be majoring in history still. So. Okay.
So what is it, thinking specifically about your walk with Jesus, college always opens up new opportunities. You're going to be meeting a lot more people. You have a little bit more choice, a little bit more freedom about where you'll attend church, what sort of activities that you'll involve yourself in. And so what is it that you're looking forward to in your college experience, but specifically in regard to your spiritual life?
Right. So I think the thing I settled on was that I'm really excited to learn from people who are my own age about their walk in Christianity. I think college is a great way to meet new people and learn their stories and learn from their spiritual walks.
Sure.
Like Allie and Lindsay and all of these friends who I've known since we were babies. Basically, I know their stories and I know their Christian journeys. But meeting new people who are still my age, and hearing their life experiences and hearing their spiritual journeys, I think that's something I'm looking forward to, is seeing different perspectives.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, it's always interesting to meet other people because they open up your eyes to things maybe you'd never considered before.
Right.
In all sorts of different ways. Just coming from North Carolina, it's odd being out here in a place where no one knows what OBX is. It stands for Outer Banks, but back home, everyone knows what it is, right? And so I just assumed out here, everyone would know, but they don't. And the same sort of thing happens in our walks with as Christians, that there are certain things we take for granted that we just think this is just the way that things are.
Right.
Everyone knows this, or everyone thinks this, or everyone feels this way, until you meet someone who doesn't.
Right.
And that opens up our eyes to different sorts of things. So it'll be exciting to see you get to experience that.
Yeah.
So we've talked about what you look forward to, but being out on your own or being away from home, going to college, also holds some challenges for
Right.
anyone who's trying to walk with Jesus. And so, are there any particular challenges that you anticipate?
Something that I struggle with even now is being intentional in studying my Bible and praying super intentionally. I, of course, like my parents go to church here, and we are at a lot of different events, and I really enjoy learning about, especially like the information in the Bible, and I think that that's something I would like, that's important, but something I'd like to grow away from, and something that I hope that I can do in college that worries me is being able to also be like the more spiritual aspect of it, like the being in communion with others, and really letting God tell me where I need to go, and listening for him. That's what I anticipate to be the biggest challenge, just because I can get really caught up in the this person was this person's son, and this is why it's important, and all of those things, but steering away from that, or not steering away, but expanding what I think of.
Emphasizing the spiritual practices
Yes,
of
thank you.
prayer and,
Right.
Bible study and so
Yes.
on. Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
And becoming more articulate, apparently.
Well, so one more question, and this is something I think that all of us wonder about, and that is, how is it that we as a church can continue to support you? Even though, if you end up at LCU, you'll still be local. If you go to Angelo State, you'll be a little bit farther away. But even going to LCU still creates a kind of a separation between us and you. We may not be seeing you every Sunday, or at least as often as we might have. But how we all love you, and we want to know, how can we continue to support you and encourage you in your walk as you go off? So if you could say something to the church to say, hey, here's the best thing you could do for me, what would that be?
Probably continuing to give me smiles and hugs when I come back. I'm not the biggest people person, but when people make the effort to, smile or give me a hug, that always means the world to me. And so when I do come to church, that would be something that I would look forward to, because, Broadway has been my family for 18 years now. And a lot of these people I've known my whole life. So just being able to still connect with those people that way. So,
Sure. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank Emily for being with us this evening, and be sure that you guys tune in with us this Sunday for our Senior Sunday. You'll get to hear more from Emily and the rest of our seniors, and we're so thankful for all the time that you've given to them and their time here, and your commitment to continue to walk together with us as we walk with them, and we all walk together as one Broadway family. Thanks so much.